Have you ever bent down, brushed lightly over your pillow in the morning, and found strands of hair fallen out without a sound? No pain, no bleeding, no screaming, like your knees do every time you climb the stairs. Just hair strand by strand slantly leaving your scalp as if they had long decided to part ways with you without a warning. At first you thought, must be age. Then one day, you looked in the mirror and were stunned to see your part widening, your hair thinning, your eyes looking more tired. You're not alone. Bootis, that really the reason. If you've been through this, too held up your comb and stared at it in silence, full of fallen strands leave, a comment below. You are not alone. Every story you share, even just a few lines, might be the bridge for someone else who's quietly hurting in the same way. And if you want to join the journey of holding on to every precious strand, hit the subscribe button. We'll take it together, one small step at a time. Walter is a 72-year-old man living in the suburbs of Kansas. Each morning he wakes up early, brews a cup of coffee, and sits on his porch to watch the sun rise. His life isn't noisy, just small habits, steady like breathing. But recently, something has puzzled him. When he bends down to tie his shoes, he feels a breeze brushing the top of his head, where there used to be a full crown of hair. His wife Helen sometimes looks at him with quiet worry, though she says nothing. It's just that after every shampoo, his towel is covered with fallen hair. Walter used to think, that's just normal. Doesn't everyone lose hair when they get older? But he started to notice. The hair was falling out too much, too fast. It wasn't like his father, nor like his same-aged friends who still had full heads of hair. One day, during a routine checkup, the doctor asked him, "Do you often feel tired? Struggle to focus? Forget things easily? Do your nails break easily?" Walter was surprised. "Yes, but what does that have to do with hair?" The doctor smiled gently and replied, "Hair loss isn't just about aging. Sometimes it's the body's quiet alarm bell telling us something essential has been missing, slowly, for a long time." And that was the moment Walter began his journey to truly understand his body again. Not just to keep his hair, but to keep his vitality from the inside out. Hair loss with age isn't surprising. But when hair starts falling out too much, too quickly, and too easily, it's not just a sign of aging. It could be your body whispering, "I'm missing something important." Do you know what doctors often quietly check for when older adults come in complaining about hair loss? 3 hidden culprits. 1. Iron deficiency, even without anemia. 2. Low zinc, biotin, or B vitamins. 3. Not enough protein in the daily diet. Iron deficiency, without anemia. Most people think iron deficiency means pale skin, fatigue, and dizziness. But in older adults, mild or moderate iron deficiency may not cause obvious symptoms. Instead, hair just quietly falls out. Zinc, biotin, B12, the tiny trio that keeps hair alive. Hair needs nutrients, just like plants need sunlight and water. Zinc supports hair follicle growth. Biotin, vitamin B7, is the friend of hair, skin, and nails. Vitamin B12 helps your blood deliver oxygen to the scalp. If your meals are simple, if you have digestion issues, or take acid-reducing medication, your body can silently run low on these vitamins. Protein, the root of every strand. Hair doesn't grow out of thin air. It needs building blocks, and protein is the main material. If you eat very little meat, eggs, tofu, or dairy, even if you feel okay, your hair may quietly weaken day by day. The problem is, hair loss doesn't hurt. It doesn't scream like a heart attack or gout flare. It just falls, quietly, strand by strand. You don't have to wait until your hair is noticeably thinning. You can start now, with the little things. An egg, a spoonful of beans, a bit of sunlight. 1. Eat enough protein every day. Suggested 1 egg at breakfast, or a glass of low-fat milk, or a handful of tofu or lentils. You don't need to eat lots of meat, but every meal needs a source of protein: eggs, soy, fish, chicken, cheese. Hair is made of protein. Without the building blocks, it simply won't grow. 2. Replenish iron, zinc, B12, biotin the right way. 2 ways: from food or from supplements if necessary. Iron-rich foods: chicken liver, lean red meat, spinach, pumpkin seeds, lentils. Natural zinc: oysters, pumpkin seeds, beef, yogurt. Vitamin B sources: eggs, milk, salmon, whole grains. If your doctor agrees, you can try a multivitamin with biotin plus B12 plus zinc. But don't self-prescribe high doses for long periods. 3. Don't forget, morning sunlight. Sunlight helps your body make vitamin D, a key player in hair follicle health. Just 15-20 minutes of morning walking, when the sun is gentle, is enough. 4. Sleep well, because hair needs rest too. Good sleep helps balance your hormones. Less cortisol, less chance of hair being evicted from your scalp. Tip: turn off screens an hour before bed. Sip warm water, listen to calm music. Avoid late-night eating. 5. Track progress, no rush. Hair doesn't stop falling overnight. And it doesn't grow back in a week. But with the right care, 3-6 months from now, you'll start noticing the difference. No single piece of advice fits everyone. Your body is its own world, with its own history, conditions, and sensitivities. So please listen to your doctor and to yourself. If you have diabetes, you might need to avoid carb-rich protein foods like red or black beans. Try eggs, fish, chicken breast, unsweetened milk, tofu. They help maintain blood sugar while nourishing your hair. Some multivitamins may contain sugar or sweeteners. Check the label carefully. If you have high blood pressure, avoid eating animal liver too often. It's rich in iron, but also in cholesterol. Instead, mackerel, spinach, walnuts, lentils, heart-friendly and hair-nourishing. Avoid supplements with licorice root, which can raise blood pressure. If you take blood pressure meds, antacids, or diuretics, these medications may reduce absorption of zinc, B12, and iron, causing hair loss even if your diet seems okay. Ask your doctor about blood tests, ferritin, B12, zinc. Don't be shy. If you have kidney disease, some high-protein foods, like red meat or high-dose iron supplements, can strain the kidneys. In this case, you'll need specialized advice from a nephrologist. Listen to yourself. If after 2-3 weeks of changing your diet or routine you feel more tired, bloated, or sleepless, adjust. Not because you did something wrong, but because your body is speaking to you. It's been almost 6 months since that routine checkup. Walter didn't do anything drastic. No piles of pills, no fancy treatments. He simply began listening to his body. Every morning he boiled an egg, ate it with whole wheat toast and avocado. Lunch included beans in his salad. In the afternoon, he sat on the porch, letting soft sunlight kiss his shoulders. At night he went to bed earlier, lights off sooner, sleep deeper. At first, he didn't notice any difference. But then, one day, Helen looked at him, squinting slightly, and said, "I think your hair looks a bit fuller." Walter smiled, not because of the hair, but because of Helen's eyes. For the first time in months, they looked quietly relieved. No more sighs when finding hair on his towel. No more silent glances when he leaned over the mirror. And then he realized, keeping his hair wasn't really about appearance. It was about the feeling that he was still alive, fully, deeply. Maybe you're sitting in a quiet room, soft light all around, as a few strands of your hair fall onto your shoulder. Maybe you just pulled some hair from your comb, wondering if it's normal. Or maybe you've ignored your hair for too long because there were more important things to worry about. But you know what? Your hair isn't about clinging to youth. It's a reminder that your body still needs to be cared for. And that care doesn't begin with medication. It begins with an egg at breakfast tomorrow, a glass of warm milk, a protein-rich meal, a walk onto the porch in the morning, letting the sun touch your forehead, a quiet nod to yourself. I deserve this. If you saw even a glimpse of yourself in Walter's story, let me know. You can leave a comment below. Or share this video with someone you love, someone quietly dealing with their own falling hair. I'll be right here every week sharing gentle, meaningful stories about your body, your health, your journey. Subscribe, not to follow me, but to walk alongside yourself. Because sometimes one small change can save a whole piece of joy.